All right, hello and welcome to a match here at SVU. We have the SVU Knights versus the UGA esports team. I'm here with Jason Hago Piacente. Hello, Jason. How you doing, buddy?
Hey guys, I'm doing great. I'm just excited to watch a nice, fun game of League here with some two really good teams.
Yeah, and I'm your host, Kevin Zuko Lamb, and we're hoping to have a great match tonight. Um, SVU coming off a win last week. They 2-0'd the enemy team, and they're looking to ride that momentum into another win. So we're already well into draft here with Dr. Mundo and Lilia going over to Willy Wonka and Pleasant Plant. We know they like those champions, and Camille, Zinzao, and Galio on the side of UGA. What do you think of these picks so far, Jay?
Oh, these picks are pretty spicy so far. I like the two junglers, two solid junglers for sure. Lilia and Zinzao. Zinzao will be looking to get going early and get those ganks going, speed up the game. Lilia is looking to, I think, just counter it and farm a lot and she spikes in the mid game. So we'll see which jungler will excel here.
Yeah, it looks like from the draft so far, it looks like UGA really looking to go in. They got a lot of dive, running a pretty standard dive comp, with SVU taking a more back off kind of kite comp. So we'll see if that pays off in the long run. We'll have to see what these teams can do once the team fights start, because before that we have laning phase, and while you might draft a great comp for a team fight, if you can't get through laning phase, it doesn't really matter.
Right. Do you think it's gonna be a Galio mid or a support? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking this is Galio mid here. There's the Amumu pick. So yeah, so it looks like this is going to be a Amumu support. I've seen that a lot recently. It's picked up in
Okay.
popularity once his Q got that double bandage. And it looks like that's definitely going to combo well with the Galio, with the Zinzao, all diving in. And we'll have to see if SU is able to avoid that Wombo, because that's really what UGA is looking for.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting with the you mentioned the kiting with the SVU team because I find it's gonna be hard to get on them with the Silver Spell Shield and the Mundo Spell Shield and the speed boost by Sivir and Lulu. It's gonna be hard to get to them, I think. So we'll see if they do if they can get to them.
Yeah, that's going to be the whole thing. If UGA can play around the vision, if they can set a trap, if they can get the initiate, you got to favor them in the team fight. But if SVU plays it smart, I feel like they're in the driver's seat, because if they can just avoid a fight with the Sivir ult, with the Lulu abilities, like you were saying, with Syndra's poke and disengage, Lilia's movement speed, I mean, they have a ton of kiting tools. So we'll have to see if they're able to do this.
Exactly. Yeah, the Georgia's team looked like a just going in with the Galio, Mumu, Zinzao, Camille. They're just going in. So this is two very different play styles we're gonna see here. So this all gonna be interesting.
Yeah, so we'll be getting into the game shortly here. I'm curious to see how Xin Zhao's pathing is going to go early. Um,
Yeah, we'll see which side he focuses on. I'm wondering if he'll focus more towards the top side of the map or the bottom side of the map here. I'm looking for the gankable lanes here too, and honestly, it's gonna be tricky to gank a Silver Lulu lane with all the speed boost and spell shield they have. So I'm looking towards mid lane with Galio having good setup for a gank, and then also even top lane where Camille can just get onto that Mundo if that spell shield can be broken. So it's gonna be some tricky ganks here for Zinzao. It's gonna be tricky. So we'll see how he kind of navigates around these spell shields they got and this elusiveness they have.
yeah, so I'm definitely, I like the misfortune ban out of the SVU side. You got to think they were looking to grab that with this kind of a comp. The Amumu misfortune, very good combo with the Galio follow up. That's just a nasty wombo. So SVU saw that coming. They got that ban in there, and Tristana doesn't really cater herself to Wombo particularly, but her leap reset will come in handy. She is good at going aggressive, but she also needs 3-4 items to really be relevant. So the mid game here from SVU might come out really strong, because Sivir, if he goes to lethality build, once he gets 1.5 items, he's going to be doing a lot of damage to this kind of not so tanky side, unless Galio builds straight armor. They're kind of all a little bit tanky, but none of them are super tanky.
Right, exactly. I think Lillard's a good, yeah, definitely Lillard's a good pick into their team too because they got the tanks, but they got a lot of damage there on the SVU side with the Lilia max health percentage damage coming in, and then so yeah, we'll see how the damage comes out there. Sivir, yeah, she's with the lethality build, she'll be able to kill Tristan and Zenzel pretty good, but they're pretty beefy over there on towards the side.
Yeah. So um,
We'll see where the damage will come from.
yeah. So what do you think Xin Zhao's early game plan's looking like here? I mean, I think we kind of have to track him as he's the earliest game champion in this game. And what do you think he's going to be doing? You think he's looking for invades here, or is he going to be looking to gank maybe the Syndra, Doctor Mundo? What would you do if you were him?
Honestly, if I was him, I would be looking for you want to cause disruption early, so I would be looking either for an invade on Lilia for sure, because if you can get disrupt her farming, then that's gonna slow her down. So that's gonna be a big key there. So I do think an invade's a good idea. It's gonna be tricky to stay on her as Din Zhao though. That's one of Lilia's strengths to be able to get out of a situation. So we'll see. We'll see if the where the prio is as well. I don't know how the prio will work in the mid lane here with the Galio and Syndra matchup. How do you think the prio will be working in that lane early?
So I think early Galio just has the push because he can just push with his passive, and Syndra kind of has to use quite a bit of mana to counter that push. So he should have prio for these early scuttles. I want to see what Pleasant Plant does to get a scuttle because you really don't want to get double scuttled. But against Zinzao with prio from mid lane, it's going to be really hard to even just get one. So I'm hoping that Pleasant Plant has thought about that. He has a plan, and either starts on the opposite side of Zinzao and doesn't even try to contest him, or recognizes that he's going to have prio and I need to do something about that.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm guessing Lilia will be looking for a full clear here. I think she has a pretty speedy full clear with how good of a jungler she is. So if she can get a full clear going and get a scuttle, that's gonna be a win for Lilia for sure. Regardless of what Xin Zhao does, but Xin Zhao, if he can invade her and slow her down, that'll help him out too. And also, I think looking for the gank top here. If he starts on the red side here, he looks. I think Gang Top will be his biggest play with a good Camille Zinzao CC setup because you got double CC, so you will be able to CC the Mundo regardless of his spell shield. So we got a little level one action coming on here.
Yeah,
So
so nice little level one there, deterrent from Sivir with the Q. Sivir did go Dark Harvest, so it's probably going to be that lethality build like we were discussing. It looks like nothing is gonna really come out of this. There's the Pixel Ward. We saw that a few seasons ago. Some people still like to run it, but I doubt Lilia is going to be looking to do anything on that ward. So um,
yeah,
look
I
like
think
just
these
defensive
days.
scars.
Yeah, I think these days these early words are just more defensive, just trying to defend against those invades. I see a lot of resources on the SVU side using 3 wards coming out here for the invade defense. So they're playing it safe here
Yeah, no, those wards are good
early.
for the level 1, level 2, which you might see out of Zinzao, but, level 3 and 4, those wards are going to be dead. They're not going to have wards for lane, and we'll see if Zinzao does something with this red buff, if he's able to find a gank, because that snowball could really hurt SVU if it starts rolling.
Right, right, right. So yeah, Zinzao is starting red buff here, so he'll be working towards the top side as well as Lilia. So I'm curious to see if Lilia will go for that full clear, and
Here
it looks
comes
like she
Zinzao with the
will
level
now.
2 mid lane. He
Okay,
is
okay.
sneaking around. I don't know if that ward caught him. Syndra should be aware of this possibility. Zinzao known for his level 2. Syndra backing off, doesn't have to use flash. Very respectful, very well played out of the Syndra. Doesn't have to use a single spell to
All
deter
right.
that, and that's what you like to see. It's a trade here in top lane. Queen Ducky going on Willy Wonka 4-3. He is able to pick up his passive, though. That's actually a big bonus for the Mundo. If you don't know, reworked Mundo, his new passive. Here we go. Engage here
Oh,
on bot side. Mumu
ooh.
looking to go in, but this shouldn't turn into anything. Actually, some good counter poke coming out from the SVU side, and there's a Dark Harvest proc over to Swammer.
All right, all right. We'll go. We'll kind of battling out here early. See what the other team has. All right, interesting. I
Yeah,
think
this UGA
Red
squad
Team
is
win that
known.
trade though. I think that's good for them.
Yeah, this squad is known for their aggression. They picked this style of comp to go hard, and we're seeing it already that they're really trying to be proactive in the early game. SVU just has to weather the storm, be smart with their plays, not give off any unnecessary gold, and wait for those mid-game fights where they're going to be spiking hard.
All right, so we're looking like a bot's gonna get Prio here. At the scuttle, and like you said, Galio's getting Prio here for mid lane as well. This is Zao's heading to the river here, and looking for this scuttle. But Lilia has done a full clear, so this is good for her. So Lilia's gonna try to back here and get down to that bot scuttle before Zinzao will get us down there. So we'll see what happens
Yeah,
there.
so Lilia has that level advantage because of that full clear and the failed level 2 of Xin Zhao. He still has 3 camps up. He's looking to force topside. And you got to feel like if he doesn't get anything out of this, he's really just wasting a lot of time while Lilia's power farming. And she might, if she recognizes this, might be able to just go into the bot side of Xin Zhao and get some of his camps. That's a good survive from Willy Wonka. That's very necessary. Doesn't give anything over to the Xin Zhao. He does have a pushing wave, which is very unfortunate for him in the long term. But for now, advantage over to SVU.
Oh. Xin Zhao was looking for that top gank there. So Xin Zhao got that top scuttle, so he saw Lilia up there and decided to try to match that. But Lilia kind of was had nothing to do, just wanted to clear the ward and head down to this bot scuttle. Now she's picking this. This is a good start for Lilia. And
Yeah,
Xin Zhao's
she's
gonna be
going in. Yeah, she's going in steal chickens now. You like to see this. I wonder if Zinzao gonna have an answer for this. He is coming down. He's gonna notice it, but I think Lilia's gonna get out just fine.
Yep.
With that steal there. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
that's
love
gonna
this.
be.
I love this early game plan from Lilia. She has
Oh, here comes the return king. It's Zinzao though. Syndra's backing
Oh.
in a bad spot. Gonna have to burn his flash here. He's trying to save it. That's greedy. This is not good. This is gonna be first blood, I believe. Over to the, no, he lives. He lives with a sliver. He had it calculated, and man, that was close.
Three. Holy cow! How much health was that? I didn't even check, but that was must have less than 10.
Yeah, that
Holy
was not a
cow.
lot of HP, but 5, 6, 7, 7, able to survive there. And here's a trade in the top side. Willy Wonka giving it back to Camille, doing well. And this early game for Zinzao's not paying off in the way he would have hoped. He did get the Summoners of Syndra, though. So will he be able to return gank? That's what we're going to have to track, because that's really what he needs to do if he wants to stay up with the massive farming speed Lilia has.
I think, I think Zinzao is really trying to focus toward top side here, because if you can get this Camille going and get her going early, that's going to be such a huge weapon for you later in the mid game. So that's what was. I think Zinzao will get his frontier back and looks. He's gonna head toward the top side again. So he's gonna be looking up here again. So he's kind of ignoring bot and just wants to get this Camille going. That's gonna be looking like his game plan to me.
Yeah, we already see a massive CS lead in top lane already. Mundo backing in, getting his Sheen. He might be able to start trading more with the Camille. We'll have to see if he is keeping up inexperience, which is good. He's down a level right now, and Camille's trying to freeze it there, but Mundo should be able to get back, push that in. Camille might try to burn the TP here to keep the freeze going, but I'm not sure if it's even really frozen, so we'll have to see how they play on the top side. But top side definitely looking strong for the side of UGA. Let's see how SVU goes for these dragons or tries to avoid that, and here's a little invade at a Pleasant Plant.
Right. Lilia's gonna be scouting around here in the.
This guy has no flash. Zinzao is flashless. And there's first blood coming over to 5, 6, 7, 7. And are they able to get 2? Yes! 2 kills go over to the side of SVU, and that's first blood. They are on the board.
Oh, that was really good by them. But she scattered around and they knew they could take that 2v2, and they just they executed really well. Awesome job by SVU.
Yeah, and that's where the power farming really came in. You know, Lilia just ahead, has a level on the Zinzao there. He doesn't have flash. None of his ganks have panned out in the way they'd hoped, and he was unable to escape that. And Galio trying to be a good teammate, trying to come over to help, and looks like this is going to be an early dragon over to SVU side. Zinzao looking to possibly steal it, but nope, there's the smite coming out from Pleasant Plant, and that is dragon secured over to SVU with a good early game lead.
All right, so this early game is heavily favoring SVU. They have a good mid game comp here as well, so they're gonna keep this pressure up. Lilia is doing a good job staying the high above level of Zinzao, keeping him tracked and keeping him off of his laners. And I've been impressed by the Lilia so far. We'll see if we can keep it going.
And here's a trade in top side. Camille going in for the fight. There's an ult blown on both sides, but Willy Wonka, he's turning this. This is a Dr. Mundo. You don't just engage on him, and that's a solo kill over to Willy Wonka.
Oh man, nice job by the Dr. Mundo. I gotta say, I did not see that coming. That's awesome. If I'm Dr. Mundo, I'm scared of this Camille, but hey, he knows his champion. That's awesome. Really nice job up there.
And that's where you see that Camille bought this healing reduction early, and maybe that wasn't the call, because I don't know if the healing reduction made any of a difference there. It seemed like she just didn't have enough damage to kill him, and he had that Sheen, which paid off. You know, that extra damage on those autos after every one of his spells, he's weaving those spells in between his auto attacks. He has enough damage, and while he's down in CS, he's staying up in levels, which is huge. You know, CS only really matters if you can get an extra item for that fight, which she was unable to do. So
Right.
that is a huge advantage that is kind of ruined on their top side, which was their strong suit. So we'll have to see if SVU keeps this pace, if they're able to keep camping these dragons, then I think that they're going to be able to take this mid game.
Right, right. And now Xin Zhao's in a tough spot here too, because he's kind of his strength now is just gonna be going down here because he's a guy who's looking for early game action and he hasn't quite found it. And so I'm curious what his next game plan will be. He's
Yeah,
over
here's
there
looks
on
like a
top
kill
side.
coming over, and there's a kill onto Honey T-Bone, but here's Lilia. Here comes the ulti out of her, the flash away from Tristana, but I think she's dead either way. This looks like a double kill that's going to be picked up. Can Swammer get both? Yes, he does. He goes for the flash, which I think was highly unnecessary. That seemed like kind of a waste of a flash, but he does end up getting the kill, and that's 2 over to him. We'll have to see if... Here's a deterring gank. Xin Zhao going with the ulti, but here's Pleasant Plant. And here's Xin Zhao. He's down again. There's a... And here comes another 1v1 by Willy Wonka. And SVU is just hammering them on every side of the battlefield.
Holy cow. Dude, this is insane.
This is what you love to see. These guys are ready to play. They're coming out hot, and they are playing their comp the way it should be run. They're winning across the board. Every lane is doing well. The only kill given over was the kill on the Lulu that Tristana picked up. And Tristana can be an issue, so they got to make sure that that doesn't turn into more. But for now, SVU needs to be really happy with the way they started this early game. I want to see them focus on this next dragon, though.
Right, and that death there by Lulu, that's definitely a good trade. That's what we call worth.
Oh, they're going in. They're going hard. And there's the shutdown. A Mumu with the aggressive Q under the tower. The disrespect coming out from Swammer. And that's what you got to think. If he had not wasted his flash seeming like... That was a huge waste, in my opinion. I don't think it was any chance he needed to waste that. And now he doesn't have it there. And that's just a shutdown given over to Tristana. And that's a situation where she could end up carrying this game that should be almost out of their reach. But we got to see if SVU is able to temper their excitement here and not get cocky. Because I do not want to see plays like that coming out if they want to get this win.
Right, yeah, you can't have having these almost lazy backs that we call them. Happening. That's what it looked like to me. It's a little bit of a lazy back there, and not pay attention. But hey, it happens, and move on. Here we go. We got
trying to get this Herald here.
Yeah.
I don't know if SVU has any idea. There is the ward over the wall from Mundo. SVU should have the capabilities to counter this, but they do have the Galio on the side of UGA. They don't have a Mumu ult, but he is swinging up here. Looks like we're going to have a full-fledged fight here. Dr. Mundo going in, face-checking this, but Syndra's going to get caught out here by the Amumu. There's the bandage, but Lilia's here as well. Can SVU get the fight they want? Or they're going to run. There's the Galio ult used early and not really that effective. Looks like SVU going to try to fight this, and I think they should. They have the huge advantage, but here comes the Camille. She's going in on the Lilia. Can Lilia survive this with the Lulu shields? Looks like she's trying to, and there's a huge kills across the board. SVU is slaughtering UGA right here. This is the fight they wanted. They were able to keep the Lilia alive. The engage out of UGA was not strong enough. They're just not prepared to go for this Rift Herald, and you can feel the panic coming out from Xin Zhao. He really wants to do something, but he just can't.
Right, exactly. That's really what it is. He's just trying to make some sort of play happen, but they're just not strong enough now. The SVU got too big of a lead early, and it's just so hard to make a play happen when you're behind that by that much.
And that's where you really see these dive comps. You know, they look really good when you're ahead because you can force any fight you want. But when you're behind, all you can do is force fights. And when they don't go your way, you just fall further and further behind. So we'll have to see if they're able to utilize the Tristana, because that's kind of their point of power right now. She's the one with the 2 kills, but she just has a Kraken Slayer, and Tristana just isn't that strong at this point in the game. So they need to be patient and kind of wait for maybe 3rd, 4th Dragon to contest. Because they're not going to be able to do anything against this SVU squad at this point in the game.
Right, and I think George's kind of game plan now would be to just wait for that one mistake that SVU might make, and just try to capitalize on that, because that's how they're going to try to get back to this game. Just slowly keep working and look for any mistakes or opportunities where they can to come back in, and we'll see if they can find those.
Yeah, so we'll see what they can do in the mid game. They do have this huge Amumu ult, which we know is one of the most impactful team fight ults in the entire game. A good Amumu ult can turn a losing team fight into a winning one, and if that Amumu can get involved and find the right ult, they might be able to take a fight out of the jaws of defeat and turn it into a victory, especially with Galio coming on top. So UGA definitely not out of the game yet, but they're going to have their work cut out for them, and they can't really afford to make any more team fight mistakes. They got to choose their next fight perfectly. They have to execute it perfectly, and if they do, they can come back in this game.
Right. And I just want to make sure we mention that they picked up their second dragon too, SVU. So they're on a pretty good pace here for dragons as well. And this could be an early elder that we gotta look out for. I think so. It was around 13 minutes. I think they got it. So it's looking like a 20-something minute elder possibly.
Yeah, this is an Ocean Soul too. If SV is able to pick up that Ocean Soul, you got to feel like the engage potential of UGA, they just won't have enough damage to really kill them, even if they do get the engage. So I'm gonna look for these team fights at the third or fourth dragon, see what UGA decides, because the ball's in their court when it comes to how they're gonna get back in this game. SVU doesn't really need to do anything more besides just starve them out of resources, which is what we see here in the North Jungle.
Right, and a correction on that meant so the soul dragon will be at the 20-minute mark or so, 23 minutes I believe. So we'll be looking for if they can rush those 4 dragons down and see if Georgia can slow them down. If Georgia kind of sneaks 1 dragon here, that'll delay that a lot. So that's going to be another thing you got to look for.
Yep,
too.
and here's Pleasant Plan. He is getting caught out, sitting on a ward. That's just lazy play right there. He's getting greedy for the Gromp, and you got to wonder if that is even worth it. Stealing the Gromp from Zinzao, while might feel good, kind of unnecessary to go for that.
Right. We can't be having these risky plays happening. You can't if you're this far ahead. So just having that in mind as well.
And here comes a lot of damage out from the Syndra. That's a kill just on the Amumu. This is a supportive Amumu who bought Ninja Tabbies first. He does not have any MR to deal with the Syndra, and he just kind of gets annihilated. I mean, those kills will happen. It's not a big deal. It doesn't really change the state of the game, but it makes you feel good if you're the Syndra. And we'll see. Here's actually a steal coming in from Zinzao there. It does take the red buff away. He's trying everything he can to get back in this game. These team fights, though, I don't know if UGA has the tools to make them. We'll have to see. I'm really excited to see what they pull out. You know how I love my engage, and we'll see if that happens. Oh, here comes a fight in mid lane. Good ghost out of 5-6-7-7. Looking to bait this. Lulu's there, but here comes the 1v1 down bot side. Swammer smartly declines the 1v1 invite and just kind of backs off, and it looks like a deterrent in mid lane as well. Just a ghost used by 5-6-7-7.
Yep. Yeah, I see Sivir down there. He's like, I'll just push this wave and I'll leave. No, thank you. And
No, that's smart, and that's you like to see that out of them. Not really risking a 1v1, very unnecessary. You want to assure that every fight is kind of 100% chance to win. If you're SVU, you're up 6k gold at 16 minutes. That should be a victory 9 times out of 10. So they should just be able to play their cards, at face value and close this one out. So let's see if they can do it and be smart, because mistakes can happen.
Exactly, and like I said before, that's what George will be looking for, and we'll see what happens with this next dragon. I don't know if we have a dragon timer here, but that'll be around the 18-minute mark, I believe, and we'll see if SVU can secure a third one.
Yeah, so Dragon's coming up in 55 seconds. So looks like SVU, we'll see if they can get their vision out. You got to do your due diligence. Even when you're ahead, you got to make sure you get your control wards out, get your vision placed in around the objective that you want to fight for, because vision is a huge deal if you're the dive comp. They need to work around fog of war. They need to come from unexpected angles, because SVU's not going to give them an easy engage. They got to work for it. They got to use flashes and use their vision.
Right. Yeah.
Here comes a lot in mid lane. 5-6-7-7 not able to flash out of it. He doesn't have the reaction time, and he gets shut down. There's the kill going over to Camille. You got to feel like he should have seen that one coming, been able to flash the Amumu bandage. He did walk through a pink ward, and this looks like a dragon going to be going over to the side of UGA, and that's the play that they really needed to get back in this game. Will SVU give it up, or will they try to fight a 4v5?
Very good. That was really good. That was really good plan there by Georgia. They see that mid laner out there a little bit too far, and
SVU is going in hard. There's a huge Q out of the Lilia, and there's the oldie on top. Are they able to clean this up? The Wombo has turned against the side of UGA. They do get the dragon, but can they get anything else? Can they get out with their lives? There's 3 dead. Swammer going in for more, but he has no follow-up, and there it is. There's the dragon. That is a huge deal. The dragon going over to UGA is very good. It's going to delay this game, but 3 kills going over to SVU kind of just puts them same lead that they had before.
Right, right. So that was oh man, that was crazy. It's that's kind of it's sort of risky, I think, for SVU to kind of take a fight there, but they are so far ahead, so they are looking to press the advantage there. Because but they had their mid laner taken down, so they just had to be a little bit careful there. But they played it pretty well.
Yeah, yeah, the huge in-game engage there at a Pleasant Plant. He uses the flash. He had the stopwatch, which you love to see these players when they have stopwatch really take that into account and do things that they couldn't normally do. So he goes in, uses stopwatch, gets the huge ulti, and is able to set up his team for the fight. Would have liked to see the smite there out of the jungler to secure that dragon, but hey, a 50-50 smite's a 50-50 smite. Can't hit them all.
Right, and those definitely tricky in the moment. Those are you never all the abilities thrown at it first before you can even react sometimes.
Yeah, so that will slow down the game. Now that there's a dragon over on the side of UGA, that early soul, like you mentioned before, isn't really possible. So it looks like that does give some life back into the UGA side. Are they going to be able to hold these towers, though? Will SVU start pressuring? Looks like Sivir's going mid. Looks like he's going to try to pressure that wave, and the wave clear of Sivir should be able to really get prio at all times, but we saw the collapse coming in from the Camille, and SVU has to track these guys in the river because we can't have any more collapses and 3v1s if we want to keep this lead.
Right, right, and looks like the SVU is going for a Herald here. It's looking like. Believe. Or no, let's get Vision in the river there. So they're going for the second.
Yeah,
Herald.
so Mundo does have the Herald.
Oh, he does. Yeah, that's
already.
okay.
So we'll have to see how he uses that. I think they could just group with it, but you got to be worried about the engage. They should be able to use that to at least get some pressure on the turrets. And we saw an early Baron last week out of SVU. I don't know if that's something they want to do here, but we'll have to see what decisions they make. Oh, here comes an engage out of Camille, going on to Willy Wonka. He's won this duel multiple times already this game. It doesn't look like he's too scared. He does have the backup of Lilia, but she has the backup of Xin Zhao. And who has the stronger backup? There's Willy Wonka. He is tanky. He is almost unkillable. Wait, no, he is unkillable. Let me rephrase that. And there we go. He goes in, but here comes the TP. Lilia getting cocky, getting greedy. I don't know what he's doing, but no, he knows that Lulu's there. So he's going back in, and there's the kill onto Xin Zhao, and they're just outplaying him. Who has more reinforcements? It looks like SVU does. Amumu Tristana trying to make their way up. Will they get this last kill? Yes, they do. What can SVU do with these guys dead? Will they go to Baron? Will they push? Let's find out.
Oh, we'll see. Yeah, being the quicker rotators in these situations is really helping SVU. The
And
team
here
that
comes
will
a possible kill. Syndra!
over.
Oh, there's the heal out of Tristana. Lives with the sliver. Almost had it
Holy
calculated, but the
cow.
heal saves him.
Wow, that's close.
Yeah, so that's just payback because, Syndra lived with 1 health earlier, so, it was only time for one of UGA's players to do the same. So now we're evened up on that, mark.
Right, we have quite a few players live with slivers of HP here. Ooh, we got some close ones here. Ooh,
Yeah, so we're pushing out now. It doesn't look like SVU has too much urgency here, which I don't think they really need that much urgency. They couldn't just play slowly, play towards the dragons, play towards the barons. Looks like they're not really sure what to do with their wave situation. Are they going to drop the Herald here? What do you think, Jay?
I think what the SVU needs to do here is they need to definitely start taking down some towers because they gotta extend this gold lead. They gotta keep extending the gold lead. They have an advantage. You gotta keep pushing that advantage constantly as the winning team. And the more gold you're gonna take down, the stronger you're gonna get, and the faster you're gonna end this game. So I think they should be putting it down this Herald.
Yeah, so I think this Herald's gonna run out here pretty soon. I wonder if they're gonna time it kind of with the dragon to get the pressure.
That's a good idea too. Yeah.
While they just grab the dragon, but I feel like UGA is not even really going to contest for this dragon. I mean, they already got the one they wanted. They stalled it out. If they lose a team fight at this dragon, it's going to turn into a Baron, and then that's just going to escalate this game way quicker than they want.
Yeah, the SVU, George is going to look to kind of turtle, as we say, turtle here for a little bit, kind of slow the game down, and just go into almost kill mode, I guess.
Yeah, look at you got a lot of blue side vision on the Oh, there's the stopwatch coming up the plant. He is in an uncomfortable situation. There's the flash out, but here comes the engage out of Amumu, and they're getting caught in the enemy jungle, but Lulu's there. The shield is huge, but it's not enough, and they're collapsing in. UGA is going hard. Swammer trying to run away. Are they able to kite it out? I'm not sure. Swammer 1 HP. Camille does take him down. Mundo continuing to fight, and here comes Syndra in the back line. Syndra is going for the kills. Is he able to hit the stuns on anyone? There's 1 kill. There's 2 kills. Are they able to clean up? Yes, there's 3 kills. So there's 4 dead on the side of UGA. Camille's on the run. Syndra with the flash, counter flash from Camille. We got no smites, but they're going for the dragon.
Holy cow! That was oh man, I'm just watching this Lilia. It is so difficult to deal with Lilia. It is so difficult. She's all over the place, just causing so much chaos, and I think that's giving UGA a hard time here.
Yeah, and there's the pink ward that we just saw clear out. You know, UGA doing a good job of getting this vision set up at Dragon, because I feel like they just shouldn't be able to do that. But SVU, I don't know if if it's laziness or just lack of attention to detail there, but they really should have control of the entire river for that Dragon fight. And you know, UGA pushes the trigger before SVU can get their battle line set up, and that's why you're seeing these fights be closer than they really should be. That's a great job out of the dive comp, and that's what you got to do when your only option is to go in.
Right, exactly. And it's just like we were talking about before. It's just so hard for this team comp of Georgia to deal with being behind, and it's just where they're just looking for for those mistakes that we talked about earlier, like the Syndra pick. They're looking for those picks, and that's kind of going to be their game plan here. Just keep looking for picks before objectives and see if they can capitalize on them.
Yeah, and I don't think we saw the Herald get dropped, so that was a wasted objective. Unless it got killed, I didn't really catch that. But either way, it didn't do anything. It might have got a charge off mid. That tower does look like a half HP, but no full tower, no extra gold, and looks like SVU's kind of lost here is what their game plan should be. They don't really want to get overextended and get dived on again, but they also don't want to just waste time when they have a lead.
Right, right. Oof. We'll see what I don't know when is the next dragon coming up? Help me out here.
So we got 3 minutes on the next dragon, and that's
Okay.
the Soul Dragon for SVU.
That's
They
gonna be
are
an important
looking
one here. That
topside. This
if
could
you're
be a
Georgia,
very-
are you looking to contest that, or do you just giving up the soul because you're maybe not fighting not being strong enough? What do you think?
I think they have to do exactly what they did last fight. They just got to hope that the stars align a little better for them. They got to just pull the trigger and hope someone's caught out, especially if Lilia's caught out. If they were able to chain that CC a little better, they might have been able to kill Lilia without her ulting, and maybe that fight goes a different way. So they definitely have to just look for the soul fight. They have to look for a hard engage and just hope that they have enough damage to clean it up.
Right. Totally agree. Totally agree. That's a good point. We'll have to keep an eye out for that in that fight. But
So it looks like they're fighting for vision over the Baron side. You know, pretty. You can see where these waves are. SVU kind of doesn't want to extend that far in the side waves, but if UGA doesn't send a member to collect those waves, then they're just kind of falling behind if SVU is always pushing it from their side. So once they see the response, SVU can shove mid, they can group up, maybe go for an objective, but it looks like they're just content farming up, waiting for the soul. And honestly, in this meta, I feel like it's pretty wise to just play towards soul. The soul's pretty strong, and you're already winning team fights. A permanent buff will only make those stronger.
right, right. And I guess what Georgia will be looking here too is kind of keep slowing the game down. Once they get to these full builds, four or 5 item builds, then that's when they'll start kind of evening out and trying to win these fights, I think. But we'll see if they can stall the game that long. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll have to see how they're able to make that happen. We have 1:30 left on the Dragon. We have a Northside Scuttle coming up. Amumu clearing out the pink ward in the pixel there. SVU really, hopefully they'll be setting up vision here for this Dragon, because last Dragon they did not have enough vision. And there's the pink ward. Here we go on an engage here. Camille 1v1 against Mundo. We've seen these go either way. Camille, though, really good at scaling in the 1v1. When she has 2 items, which she has, she really starts to outscale the Mundo's damage, and so he shouldn't really be able to win these 1v1s anymore. But we thought that earlier as well, and Willy Wonka found a way. So
Yeah.
wouldn't put it past him, but theoretically Camille should win those.
Yeah, with that Conqueror Mundo, he does have that sustained damage and healing, so that's just something that's pretty strong against Camille. Somebody who has sustained damage, so it's an interesting matchup up there.
Yeah, so here we go. Here comes the Dragon. 45 seconds on the Dragon. Let's see if SVU is able to collect this one. At the very least that UGA is going to go for the steal. So there's
Yeah,
always that
definitely.
chance. But
You gotta, even if you're like in for the steal, I think that'll be like a worth type thing if the jungler decides to do that. If you want to in for that, hey, you're stalling the game out even longer.
yeah, exactly. I think if they grab this dragon, that'd be huge for them. If they do go for a team fight, though, it's got to be perfect. Because if it's not, I feel like SVU is just going to be able to kite it out. If they can survive the initial engage from UGA, they can kite it out and then turn it and then just win the longer engaged fight. So let's see this engage. I'm looking at this Amumu. I'm looking at this Galio. Looking at the Camille. Let's see what they can do to set this up.
All right, we'll see what happens here. Um, how's the vision looking in
Here they come. Vision's looking pretty good on the SVU side, but here comes the engage. Amumu going in on Syndra. He doesn't have a big ult, though. It just hits Mundo. That's good. Kiting in a huge stun coming out from 5, 6, 7, 7. There's the Lilia stopwatch, and there's a double kill over to Lilia. The Dragon's getting low, but SVU is slaughtering them all. There's the Dragon Soul, and that could be Baron, and that could be more.
Oh, that is a risk you take for trying to take a fight when you're behind there. Instead of just going for that steal, but that's the risk you're gonna take. It's looking like SVU's keep pushing that advantage.
Yeah, it was perfectly done. The Syndra there gets bandaged by the Amumu, but he didn't want just Syndra. So he tries to push over. The rest of the team backed off, and they didn't give him any options. So he ended up just ulting Mundo from what I saw, and that's worst case scenario if you're UGA. You do not want to ult just a Mundo, and I know he knows that, but he's got to try, and he just wasn't able to get it.
Right. He went for it, and sometimes you're just gonna come up short. And hey, sometimes you're just too far behind when they have all their flashes. So that's another thing they got to keep in mind. Who has their flashes?
And you asked about the vision, Jay, and look at that vision at that dragon pit. That's 4 pink wards on the side of SVU.
Oh yeah.
Plus normal wards. There was no way they were going to make the same mistake they made at the 3rd dragon.
I guess they're learning from it.
Set it up well. You love to see those adjustments be made mid-game, and that was a well-fought dragon.
Very weird. Yep, they had a good setup for that.
Here comes the Baron push with the Soul. This is an onslaught. I don't know if anyone can survive. I don't know what options they really have at this point. They gotta just, hope they don't destroy the whole base.
Right, you're just praying here. They can see if they can just survive the Nexus here. They're just trying to keep stalling, stall.
Yeah, so we'll see if they're able to do so. I mean, this is a pretty oppressive force from SVU, but they might get scared. This is a tournament match, so, nerves are up. You don't want to throw this away. You don't want to give them any shot at coming back in the game. So we'll see if they're able to close this out cleanly.
Right. Yep. That's a good point, because sometimes when you're nervous, it's you make these mistakes that you let the other team back in. So we'll see how the nerves are treating them here.
Yeah, so they're doing a good job. They're poking. They're not letting the engage happen. Mundo getting out in front, using his HP, using his tankiness to bully them out, create space for his damage to take down that inhib. And they've got 3 cannon minions here. I mean, they're doing work. But it looks like they are going to back off and try to get another inhib maybe in bot lane.
Right. Just try to take as many inhibs here as possible. Keep the pressure up. Yep. Oh.
Yep, so we're going towards bot side here. Looks like they are just going to form up, and I don't know if there's any answers that they really have on the UGA side. So they're going to just hope this Baron buff runs out, or hope that SVU goes for a dive. If Mumu hits a 5-man ult, we might be able to see a fight with the Galio ult on top. Tristana cleanup, but outside of that, I don't see any way they're going to win. Tristana does have 3 items, and she has the armor pen, so she does hurt a lot. So if he can get some autos off during the fight, they can kill them. It just will take some time.
Right, exactly. And I think it's maybe even a play you gotta look for here if you're Georgia. I'm just trying to come up with options here for him, and maybe just try to cheese in a bush somewhere. Just look around.
There's no bushes left, Jason. They're stuck in their base.
True.
They need an Ivern at this point. They can't find anywhere to hide.
True,
Here we go. There's Camille going in with the Galio on top. And look at that Syndra E. What a great disengage. Sonya's on top of it. Looks like Swammer got the kill. He got 2. Can he get a penta out of this? There's stolen by the Syndra. There's a Q. There's 3 for Swammer, 1 for Syndra. Here goes Camille, and she's going to die too. There's the Quadra for Syndra, and that's looking like game 1 over to SVU. This is a best of 3 people. So
Right.
we will be going to an intermission briefly here, but we will see you all for game number 2.
All right, can't wait.
right, we are back. Hello, Jay. You have a nice little break there because we are back for game two.
Oh yeah, can't wait for this one. We'll see what adjustments they can make here. This will be fun. I can't wait for
Yeah,
the second game.
so SVU won the toss in the first game and chose red side, and UGA chose blue side after the loss. So it looks like we're gonna have same size as we had last game. There is some adjustments though. We do see the Lilia ban coming out from UGA, and you gotta say that's a well-deserved ban on Pleasant Plant.
Oh yeah, they certainly don't want to face that again, and neither would I. The way that performed, that was awesome.
Yeah, but we did see the Zach last week. Really a pop-up performance from Pleasant Plant. He had some good engages. He was coming out of the fog of war, and we'll have to see if he can have a similar performance today. And everything else is pretty similar. We do have the Aphelios switch up instead of the Sivir on Swammer. He's going for his Aphelios with the Lulu band. We'll have to see what Honey T-Bone goes for. He has a lot of picks up his sleeve, and it's looking like the Sona for today. So we got Sona Filio's bot lane versus Branda Mumu. And what do you think of that lane? The Branda Mumu lane
Oh,
is coming up in popularity, and it's an interesting one.
I mean, I this that's interesting, really interesting. It's a lot of CC, definitely. So a lot of pick potential there. But something I'm also looking at here is they got two tanks over there with Zach and Dr. Mundo, and I'm not seeing much AD coming from Georgia here.
Yeah, and I do see a lot of AoE though.
True. So it
Uh,
looks like it looks like Georgia will be going for that AOE with the Ziggs ult, Brand ult, Mumu ult, kind of that wombo combo, and we'll see if they can pull that off.
Yeah, we have the Amumu brand. So Amumu's passive, he reduces enemies, he increases the damage they take from magic. So, he's gonna go in there, try to get the ult, get the brand ult, get the Ziggs ult, and have Hecarim kind of clean up. So that's a lot of engage. It's going to be a very similar game to last game. So we'll see if SVU can get the early game lead. Because if they don't, those in-game ages coming out from Georgia were looking good. So if they kind of have a closer laning phase and get the engages they had last game, this might be a different game.
Right, and a completely different jungle matchup here as well with the Hecarim versus the Zac, and we got a pretty fast farmer in Hecarim. Zac's fairly quick himself, but not as quick. So, but Zax will be focusing on ganking early, see if he can get some leads going as well. And Hecarim too, he's got really good games with that with his charge, his E, and see if he can pull that off.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to see if Amumu's able to find the engages because this comp, unlike the last one, he's kind of gonna be the only one going in for the initial engage. Hecarim goes in too early, he's gonna get exploded, but the Amumu, he's kind of on his lonesome. So if SVU can track the Amumu, keep him at arm's length, you know, dodge the bandage or let Mundo get hit by it, we're gonna see that disengage that we saw last game again, and that was really helpful for SVU. They were able to kite back. Sona give them movement speed. Ophelia staying back. Syndra using her E to repel engages. And it's going to be a lot of the same cat and mouse we just saw. So this is going to be interesting to see what adjustments they made in game from the last game and see if there's a different result.
Right. The positioning of the Philios will be key as well, since the very low mobility 80 carry there. But like you said, Syndra's E is going to be a big help even to Aphelios as well. Something to keep in mind too. Syndra can help out Aphelios with her E. So just keeping them at distance, and the more distance, the better for SVU here.
And what do you think of this Yorick pick? Because it really doesn't follow the same team fight style, but it is more of a split pushy style and a 1v1 style. So is he looking to just kind of keep Mundo out of the team fight, do you think, and just kind of side lane? Or will he be grouping up and looking to play Yorick, just like a regular bruiser?
Right, I think Yorick is can be a good team fighter as well, but he's known for his split push. You don't see Yorick very often in league these days. He's a very underpicked champion, and so he can catch teams by surprise with the amount of damage he does and his just amazing 1v1 potential with pushing with his ultimate there. So I think if he can take Dr. Mundo in a 1v1, they're gonna look for if he can take all of them in a 1v1, I think he'll be looking to split push. And they go to answer that York split push, then the move can try to get a pick here with his ult or with his bandage to try to do a quick engage on them. So I think they will be looking for a little bit of a split push from York, and the engage from a move will be important with catching people out on the rotate.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think that the split pushing will be paramount because we saw the 1v1 last game go in Mundo's favor. He had one, maybe two, if I recall, solo kills on the Camille, and she was never able to round that corner of dominating the 1v1 to get split push pressure. But if this Yorick is able to do that, he's really going to be able to disrupt what SVU wants to do in these team fights. And he's going to be able to just start getting towers, getting pressure, getting gold. And then the engage out of Amumu onto the four remaining is just going to be that much more potent.
Right, and keeping track of teleports as well will be important this game. Seeing when Yorick and Mundo can TP to fight is something we got to keep an eye on as well. For these engages that can happen in a millisecond, really, with that coming from nowhere, and a Mumu even with the long range he can have with a flash bandage. So there's a lot of huge engage potential here for both teams. So we'll see what
And
happens
here
though.
we are. Here we are in game two. This is a tournament game for your SVU Knights. If you missed it, game one, we did win that game. So this is a 1-0 lead for SVU. We'll see if they're able to turn this into a 2-0 advantage or if we'll get a game three out of this. So here we are, same sides as last time, and it looks like the same defensive style level one. So let's see how this turns out.
Right, and we saw last game too. The jungle matchup kind of dictated the tempo of the game early, with the Lilia doing the full clear into the scuttle and getting the scuttle bot. So she was putting a lot of pressure on. We'll see which jungler can start get that early pressure this game. So that's just something we'll be keeping an eye on here early. That's something the junglers really, if you watch a lot of league games, junglers really control the tempo of a game most. So it's something you always want to be looking at.
Yeah, we'll see who has the upper hand in these 1v1s, and who's able to get prio because, the Ziggs mid is able to get prio, but so is Syndra. It's going to be a battle in mid lane. We'll see if there's another early game gank. We saw the level 2 gank mid lane that was deterred by 5677. We'll see if that aggression comes out or if he's going to go for the safer, more farming style on Hecarim. Unlike Zinzao, where he just wasn't able to get the gank, so he just fell behind passively. Let's see if he can keep up and fight for maybe a Scuttle, a Rift Herald, or a Dragon before he's behind.
Right, and we'll look in here. Hecarim's going for those drugs next, so he's going to be looking to do some farming early here and end up towards top side as well as Zach. So there'll be there could be a little action going on in the Scuttle in the Ripper there on the top side, and looking for that prio that like we talked about in mid lane and top lane. So we'll see. I'm not sure which champion will get prio. Looks like Ziggs has the easier option to get prio here if he keeps pushing the wave as well.
Yeah, this is looking similar to game one with the engage coming out from Amumu. There's that double bandage. That's the buff that Amumu had. It looks like they're trying to get some pressure off on the SVU squad. They're not level 2 yet. Should be coming here pretty soon. Looks like they might have missed a experience on a minion or two because they should have been level 2 there. There we go. They finally hit it. So there's the level 2. That'll even out. But early aggression out of this Amumu. We know that he's aggressive. We saw him going hard in game one, and he's looking to do the same thing here.
Oh yeah, we know his play style for sure. So they'll have that in the back of their minds. But something they Philly Sona had is like some good sustain. So that trade they lost, they'll be able to sustain it back up here slowly. So no huge harm there. So we'll see what comes of that as well.
Yeah, and we'll have to see, the gank. We didn't really see many ganks out of Pleasant Plant last game. With the Lilia, he kind of just farmed, just got ahead passively. But he might have to be more proactive, and this is what I'm talking about. Here he comes onto the Yorick. There's the early flash. Is he able to get the Q? No. So there's a flash out of the top laner from Georgia, and let's see if Willy Wonka can take advantage of that Summoner Blown.
So Hecarim's trying to sneak a scuttle here, I believe, and while Zach's doing that gank, we'll see if Hecarim can get that scuttle crab. Not quite sure what will be happening there in the river, but
yeah, his bot lane prio as well, so this might be a double scuttle in the way of Georgia, which is a much better start for the Georgia jungler than last game. So already going way better than it was last game at this point.
Right, I think what happened there, Zach wants to go for a little bit earlier of a gank there so that he can get that prio for that scuttle. But Hecarim just kind of took the scuttle while Zach was ganking. So
They
we're looking for a
reach.
return gank though here. He has
Here's
no
the
flash.
return gank. Are they able to get it? There's no flash on the Yorick, but Willy Wonka is low. He's flashing out. Will Zach be able to clean this up with the red buff? He's picking up his bloblets. He should be able to clean this one up. And there we go. First blood. That is a great adaptation out of Pleasant Plant. He knows he's getting double scuttled. He sees the top wave pushing into Mundo, and he goes, hey, this is my chance. I got to get this kill. I got to capitalize on this no flash.
Right, adapting is the perfect word for that. He knew that the Hecarim got that scuttle, so his only option there was to go for that top gank. But something that Yorick had to keep in mind was that Zach can return when he doesn't have flash. So Yorick should be very, very cautious here. So this could snowball pretty hard for the Mundo with this no flash down still.
And here's Hecarim at the enemy Gromp. He might come around behind the bot lane of SVU, but no, they ping it out. Smart ping there out of the SVU side. Kind of had their spidey senses tingling that Hecarim might be invading. And they play it safe. They're able to realize he took the Gromp, but they don't get ganked or killed or anything. So that's a smart play by them. Looks like they are rotating up to try to search for him. But Hecarim did steal a Gromp away, so I don't know. I think that's net even overall. We are sitting at 7.9, 7.9 gold-wise, so this game is very close up to this point.
Right, Hecarim's just up a camp, but Zach got that kill in the top lane, so it is very even with
Oh, here comes Zach mid. Ziggs has no mana. Oh, he gets the flash, and that's the presence Zach can have. He almost guarantees to get flashes if they don't see it coming. It's so hard to just juke that Zach ability. So they're able to get the flash out there from the Ziggs, and we'll see if he can get a return gank mid lane like he did top.
Right, beautifully done there by Zach. He taking advantage of the lack of vision there on the UGA side and getting the free flash. And you remember he did the top lane. You'll see if he returns it mid lane with a return gank. So keep an eye out for that.
Exactly. It looks like SVU trying to possibly set up a freeze in bot lane. They do need to get their recalls off though, so they can keep up in items against his Brand. Brand did TP back, so now he's an item up, and they got to be careful about the engage coming in here. This is not a fight Swammer wants, and he knows it. There's the flash out. He's able to survive, but that's Summoner blown outside of SVU.
Okay. And a big thing, we gotta keep track of these summoners here on both teams. There's a lot being blown here early, so this could be turning into a pretty bloody game soon. We'll see it. And then there's a dragon coming up that dragons up. We can be going for that soon, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, step
if you have a
one's
summoner
done.
advantage, you might be able to take a dragon here early for one team. So we'll see what
Exactly.
they decide.
And we'll see if SVU is able to, reset their focus after crushing game one. They really need to realize they're not still fed, right? The gold doesn't carry over into game two, and they have to do all that early game work all over again. So they're not as strong as they were. They need to make sure they do their due diligence and do. Oh, and there's a good wall out of Yorick. That was canceled the Mundo passive there with the wall. I've never seen that interaction before.
I have to say, I was just saw a previous like a minute ago actually in laning phase. They were showing the top lane, and I noticed that the wall took Mundo's spell shield down. I was gonna say something, but then I was like, that'll never happen again. What? Look at that! I did not see that coming. It actually worked out. I did not know that interaction. That was an interesting thing to note there.
Yeah, so this looks like they do have this counter pick figured out for the Mundo. We'll see if that ends up snowballing to York. He is up a lot on CS, as we saw in game one. It didn't end up mattering as much, but we'll see what SVU does here in the mid game with this squad they have. So here comes an ult out of Syndra. Not quite enough damage, a sliver. There we go with the slivers again. These people better be thanking their runes, because that was just so close to a kill.
Holy moly! That is crazy close. Oh my goodness! Wow. But one thing I was mentioning earlier about the Yorick thing is, that's a really weird interaction, and I think you have to hit him right on the wall of that. By the way, I just wanted to clarify that. I think if you put in the middle of it, it won't work. But if you get him right on the wall, that's just something to keep an eye out for in that top lane.
Yeah, so that's good mechanics out of the top laner from Georgia, being able to pop that passive on the Mundo. So we see him constantly pressuring this top lane, and we'll see if he's going to go for a Herald by himself. That's something Yorks love to do. But SVU might try to deter it, or they might just, trade it for a dragon.
Right. If they see, yep, exactly. And we gotta be keeping track of the
Here comes the
junglers
gank
here too.
bot lane.
Hecarim is going bot, I
No
think.
flash on the on Swammer here, so this is gonna be a kill over to UGA. There's the flash he had used earlier. He didn't have up yet, and there's another kill on the board for them. So they are up 1,500 gold.
And there you go. It looks like Hecarim noticed that summoner down, and he took advantage of it right there. You just gotta be playing a little bit safe today if you're the Aphelios. You just gotta know you have to flank down. You can't be taking much risk going too far out. But that looks like a dragon
But
for the.
for Herald and for Dragon here, this seems risky out of the side of Georgia. But there's the miss out of Zach. He misses the hook on his Q, but this is going to be a kill over to the side of SVU. And you got to feel like that was a little greedy out of the top laner from Georgia, trying to get the Herald while the team is getting Dragon.
You called it. It's just a bit greedy there. You don't want to be.
Oh, collapse on Hecarim. He's going for Gromp. He doesn't have any way out of this, but I don't think SVU has the CC or the damage to really deal with him, but they do save the Gromp.
Right. Okay. They're just trying to protect their jungle there, while their team gets the Herald on the other side, and we'll see what they can do with this Herald, where they're gonna put it down.
Yeah, they really could use the gold influx. They are down in gold this game. They're down a dragon now. Here's a Amumu behind Swammer, but Brand is low. Is he able to get the trade kill? There's the ult onto the Amumu. They're unable to kill Brand, and it looks like Swammer's going down again. They're unable to get that kill, and this might be a double kill over to the side of Georgia. Honey T-Bone trying to juke it, trying to play it slow. He does still have the barrier. No, there it is, popped, and he goes down as well. They're unable to get those kills, and this Brand is getting fed.
Oh, but that is something that's gonna be really dangerous here in the mid game. Those Brand ults can hurt. Oh boy. I think SVU is just looking to take a little opportunity there to just. I think they saw that the Brand was getting pretty low there, and they just kind of went for it. They I believe the Aphelios just went ham for it and just not quite enough damage.
Yeah, they saw the Amumu coming from behind, but the Sona used the ult on the Amumu. I feel like that was the wrong decision. He should have ulted the Brand there, and maybe Aphelios could finish him off. Ulting the Amumu really doesn't do anything after he gets his ult off. So, gotta think that was a misplay, but we'll see if that costs them in the long run or if they're able to make up this deficit.
Right. We'll see. And we gotta. Well, actually going on here at Chickens. Hecarim looking a little invade in action.
Yeah, looks like Blizzardman's gonna lose his passive, probably his life. Tried to contest it, but that is Georgia coming out strong, invading as a team, and they take out Zach without any response from SVU.
Okay, so now Georgia knows that they're a stronger team right now, so they're just looking to push the advantage here.
Yeah, and there's the flash blown on the Syndra. So he was unable to get his stun off on the Hecarim. Might have been able to trade a kill there if he was able to do that, but doesn't get the stun and he has to back off. This is they're kind of bleeding gold at this point. 3,000 gold ahead is Georgia, and if they keep this lead, they're going to be able to transition to the mid game just like SVU did last game, and they might be able to find similar success at these dragon fights.
Right. So it's a kind of a flipped game here. It looks like Georgia has the early advantage here. In all lanes, really. Looks like the York is doing pretty good up there. He is 0-2, but he's farming really well. He's 30 CS up on the Mundo, so no big deal up there. So pretty even as well. And Hecarim is pushing the tempo here. He's looking for him to keep pushing that tempo.
Yeah, here's the 1v1 on the top side. Willy Wonka going in with his ult, but there's the Maiden out of Yorick. Willy Wonka kiting back, trying to just out damage him, but that's just a fight of two bruisers. Yeah, can't really get much done there.
Right. They'll just be smacking each other around there for a while, kind of like a wet noodle fight sort of thing. Neither of them has much damage, so at this moment. So not much going to be going on up there. But Hecarim here is back on the map. He's at Chickens, and he's going to be looking to keep this tempo up and go for another gank.
Oh, here comes the cheese out of Georgia. There's the big ulti, and there's the Wombo coming out. They're one-shotting the bot lane of SVU, and they are just dead instantly. That's the pink ward. That's the vision usage that we want to see out of the Amumu if you're a Georgia fan, because that is going to get them kills, and you can see the damage potential of this Brand. If he has time to get his spells off, he will melt the enemy squad.
All right, and Zach countering it with a Herald mid here. So he puts that down and leaves, though, and he's going to go try to cover the lane and pick up some farm here. But he'll steal a couple plates there in the mid for Syndra and himself.
Yeah, so SVU's really got to just become patient here. They got to just wait for, here comes the ulti out of the Hecarim. Can't cancel that with Syndra E. You got to think that he used that a little too early there. You got to wait till the unstoppable is over from Hecarim in order to use a Syndra E if you want to boot him away. So there's a little mechanical mistake from the mid laner of SVU, and he's going to go down. And this is ballooning into a big lead for Georgia. SVU's going to have to come up with a strategy to get back in this game. They're going to have to look for a team fight or wait for their items and really try to control the map a little bit better.
Yeah, Zach had a good start with those 2 ganks in the top and mid, but the Hecarim has just kind of been putting the pressure on and not letting the Zach keep going with it. I think Zach just needed to take advantage of those flashes down in top and mid as well, but they just had a few things happen there that just kind of slowed him down. So I think the Georgia will be looking for a dragon here. It'll be an easy pickup, I believe.
Yeah, so that's Dragon going over, and smart to not contest that one. With 6k gold deficit, you're not really looking to fight at this point. SVU needs to just kind of hope that they can find a pick, maybe make some solo plays, or some ganks from Zach. You know, his E is getting leveled up. He should be, you know, almost at max rank on his E here once he hits level 9. So he can really get those long-range engages and maybe surprise the Ziggs or the Yorick or even this bot lane. You know, I think this bot lane is gankable if Zach can get in there. They just can't get AoE'd by the Amumu brand.
You got one of the advantages here is their brand is for SVU's brand is very immobile. It is easy to get onto him.
Oh, and here's a collapse from Window. Flash out by Yorick. He's looked for the gank, was not able to find it, and they do get his flash. That's not the biggest advantage in the world, but it is something.
Right.
Oh, here comes the gank. No flash on Syndra, and he goes down. That Hecarim is getting strong. He has his Sunderer, and that's a kill going over, and I don't think SVU wants this fight anymore. The ulti's back up for Hecarim. Kiting out is the Mundo. He's going to have to flash out. Will Pleasant Plant be able to keep his flash? I think he will. No, he does have to flash. Hecarim just becoming oppressive at this point.
Holy cow, he has a lot of damage right now with that Thunder. And now he's going to just look to take all of the camps up in the north here of Zach and just keep starving him out. Oh, we got...
Yep, and there's a flash in from Amumu. Late flash out of Swammer, unable to react, and he goes down. He was already dead. He should have just saved his flash there. He's unable to survive the all-in out of the Amumu. And Zach was close by. I feel like he could have been in a little bit better position there to counter that. The aggression out of this bot lane is really costing them. He's going in here. Does he have ulti? No, it looks like he's just going to die as well. So close. And SVU, oh, here comes the TP to from Mundo. This is a good idea. Is he able to do anything here? I don't think he'll be able to get to them. And there it is. There's the kill. And still gets killed as Zach. So that is just everything going possibly wrong for SVU. And they are down a lot of gold at this point. They need to really come up with an emergency plan to get this gold back.
Holy cow. It was an interesting idea. I like the idea from them. TP into the blob. Let's go in there. It was a neat idea, but just unfortunately it didn't work out. But they're just trying, they're kind of being a little bit desperate here, but that's what they...
Yeah, there's a lot of shutdown gold on the bot lane of Georgia, and I think SVU is kind of late to realize that they need to get down here and help out their bot lane. No, there hasn't been really any attention down here. That was the one play they did, and the bot lane was already dead. So I feel like that's a mistake out of the jungler of SVU. He needs to get down here, recognize that, and kind of give them some support, because Amumu just keeps engaging, and there's just no answer when he can just one-shot the entire backline because Brand can just step up for free.
Right, and you're seeing a Hacker just kind of his game on his own here. He's 3-0-2, 140 CS. He is cruising through this game right now. He is a force to be reckoned with. You gotta watch for the Hacker. He's almost in one shot people at this point.
Yeah, they really need to just stall out for items. They need to get an item on Aphelios. He has nothing, while Brand's sitting at boots. He's got his Ludens, and he's stacking a Medjai's. So they need to get some items on their Aphelios, on their Sona. Syndra could use a second item before he really wants to fight. Ziggs looking at 2 items himself, so they just need to maybe try to get some ganks with Zach, and if not, just keep farming up, be patient. We don't need to contest Dragon yet. We can wait till the 4th Dragon if we really need to, but we're down 10k gold at 18 minutes. That's never a good sign.
Not good. Not the situation you want to be putting yourself in, for sure. Ooh-wee. But like we were talking about, Zach E is getting long range, so he is gonna be looking for some picks. That's one way to get back into this game. Just looking for those playing around vision, looking for those picks. See if he can find one.
And here's a Mumu. He is pushed up. Does he have the support? I don't think he does. But here comes Brand. He can get this AoE, and they do trade the kill off. Zach does die there to just the AoE from Brand and Ziggs. So it is a 1-for-1, even with him getting caught out.
Hey, but that's something that the SVU will take. That's a good trade for them. So one, they'll take those. It's just a slow way to get back in the game, but they'll take it.
Yeah, so let's see how they manage this mid game. Looks like Dragon is spawning here in 15 seconds. That's probably going to be Georgia's, but SVU is going to be able to farm it up in the side lanes, just kind of get maybe a little bit more experience and gold up while they're getting that Dragon. And they need to look for a pick here with the Zac, maybe the Syndra. Syndra's not really that weak. It's just compared to, Brand, everyone looks weak on SVU.
Right, and I also think York is going to be split pushing this game with the help of Hecarim shadowing him. Take on any fight really with this bad Hecarim. So I think they'll be looking to do that. Just try to take down towers as much as they can here. That's what York does best.
And there's the Herald. He's looking to hard pressure this. Here's the collapse though from SVU, and no support nearby for the York. So we'll see if Zach's able to get on him. He does have that long range ability, and there it is. Flashes up in a few seconds here for Yorick. He doesn't have it quite yet. Here comes Syndra. There's the stun. That should be looking good. They should be able to get this kill. But what are they going to give up for? Because they're going towards Baron. George is looking towards Baron, and Amumu just started it. So we'll see if they're able to get back up there. I don't know if Sona needed to come down, and let's see if they're able to deter this Baron.
All right, so SVU looking to just go for the Yorick kill. I think this might be, I don't know if the SVU can get here in time. It's going to be close, but it looks like they'll be able to burn this Baron down before they can get there. It's going to be close. Maybe get a pick or two. This is going to be intense here. Can they get there?
They can't get there. That's the Baron over to Georgia. Able to just burn it down. SVU not able to have any response there. And that's the pressure in the side lane that we saw out of the Yorick, that, he can just bring 3-4 members down there to kill him, and while you do get a kill, they get the Baron, which is a huge advantage.
And Mundo bashing away with his head at that tower. Didn't quite get it, though.
Luckily York doesn't have the Baron buff, so that's going to help with the side lane management here.
Right.
But SVU really needs to try to deter this push on the Baron buff. I don't know if they're going to be able to, because Ziggs is so good at taking towers, and the Hecarim can just fly in with a Mumu and kind of get any fight he wants. Right.
That was a good game plan Georgia had there with the Baron set up there. Had to split York split them while the Baron's on the north side of the map, but Hecarim looks like Zach here to do it once again. York
but here's Hecarim. He's here for the counter this time. Here goes the ulti. He gets the fear onto Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka with the flash away. Is he able to survive? No. Zach's down. Mundo's down. And they're pressuring mid. Will Amumu get the engage mid? Looks like the side lane's getting pushed in. Amumu looking for the engage. They have no minions, but there's the Ziggs W. He's able to proc that with his headbutt, which he's kind of mimicking Mundo there. So we'll see what they're able to do with this push. They still have a few minutes left on this Baron.
And that's what I was talking about before with the Hecarim shadowing the Yorick. Yorick can split push, and Hecarim can just rotate over and shadow, and the amount that he's fed right now, he'll just take any fights down there, and he killed them both there. So,
here comes a flash engage out of the Amumu, and there it is. It looks like the kill's going on to 5677. He's looking for the end here. If he can get this fight, there's a good Sona ult. But are they able to deter? No, here comes the Baron minions, and they have no defense here. Here comes Mundo, here comes Zach. But this fight might not be good. They are down a ton of gold. They have no resources. They have no way to defend this. There's a kill over, but where's the damage? Where is Aphelios? He is clearing mid. There's the ulti. There's 2 inhibs down. Looks like Georgia wants to end this game here.
Yeah,
they don't want to give this up.
1
tower left. SVU just with Sona and Aphelios up. I don't know if they're going to be able to end it or finish this defense. No, and that's going to be the game over to Georgia. So a quick game 2, and we are tied up 1-1 going into a game 3. So we're going to have a quick intermission here, and then we will see you guys for game 3.
Oh yeah, here we go. Can't wait.
All right, and welcome back to Game 3. And here we go, Jay. Game 3. If you're a League of Legends fan, this is what you live for. Game 3 out of a best of 3. All the marbles are on the table. We'll see who can take this game and get that win in the tournament because, starting out the tournament 2-0 is a big deal. And that's what SVU is looking to do here.
Oh yeah, you know it. Game three, baby. It's all on the line here. We'll see what any tricks they got up their sleeves. I'm excited to see the picks here. We got a Dr. Mundo though for the Willy Wonka in the top lane again. This is the third straight one for him. I think that's his comfort pick.
Yeah, he does not get deterred. Has a bad matchup. Doesn't go great for him, but they're running it back. The York versus Dr. Mundo. But here comes the Zach coming out again from Pleasant Plant, and this is where you like to see the comment. And there's the Yasuo pick for five six
Oh
seven seven.
boy.
The SVU squad is looking to change things up here. They're looking to. I think they're going to be going in this game, Jason. I have that sneaking suspicion.
Oh, they are itching to go in already. I can feel it as well. Oh man, that Yasuo. I think I know the 5677 here. He likes to pull it out every once in a while, and he's pretty good on it. So you get something to watch for sure.
Yeah, that's one of his favorite picks for sure. He can be hit or miss on it. He likes to go for outplays, and when he's outplaying people, he's doing well. When he's not, he's inting. So we'll have to see which 5677 shows up tonight, because he's been playing decent on the Syndra, but he now has to switch his mentality from, hey, I'm just gonna poke, I'm gonna go for combos, and now I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna harass, I'm gonna be playing aggressive. And there's the Swain for Swammer. There's the AP. I was wondering where it was gonna come from out of the SVU squad, and that is a scary looking team comp coming from SVU into a bunch of squishies here from the side of Georgia. They have the York, who's going to be kind of tanky, in the Tarek with the ulti, but will he have time to use that ulti when they're coming in so fast with the Alistair, Swain, Yasuo, Zach, Mundo combo?
Oh yeah, they are gonna be going ham as can be. So and looks like Georgia was like that York pick, so they went back to that and got pressure up in top lane with that. So we'll see if it seemed like a pretty even matchup early between those two up top. So nothing too scary up there. But I'm looking at some of these matchups in Elise versus Zach too. Both heavy gankers here in the jungle. So see what and they'll be keeping track of those summoners on all lanes for sure. Gonna be some repeat ganks coming in. See where they can punish what
Yeah,
lane.
and the engage has now flipped, right? We saw SVU on the back foot in both games, even the game they won, where they're not the engager, they're the kiter, they're the protect the objective, but never really go in. But now they have taken that role away from Georgia, and Georgia's now going to be the one sitting back, hoping they can get picks, hoping they can deter the engage from SVU. But honestly, they don't have a ton of tools to really do so. The Jinx, chompers can be very useful. They can stop a lot of engage, and same with Tarek. He's good in those situations. You have the Ziggs W, the Elise. She has her cocoon. But SVU, if they can get the ball rolling, they might be trying to get some revenge for that last game.
Right. I think the Georgia looked at this heavy engage comp and they thought, I kind of like this Tarek pick they got here though. If they time that ult correctly, when the engage is happening by the SVU, that could be pretty a good a counter pick for them. They block all that early damage and they can re-engage the fight on their own terms and for a team fight win that way. So that Tarek ult is gonna be something to watch for. That's gonna be a key ability here in these team fights.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Like, does the Tarek ult, like, does that negate enough damage, or does the wind wall add a Yasuo? Because we have a lot of range damage, almost exclusively range damage, coming out from Georgia with the Ziggs and the Jinx and the Elise, in her range form. So if the Yasuo has a good wind wall, that can really just kind of cement a team fight for SVU. But at the same time, like you said, the Tarek has the ulti, has the deterrence. If he can time that perfectly, he can really stop the engage from SVU, and then they can maybe counterattack once the abilities are down.
Right, exactly. So there's some outplay potential here happening. And then in the mid lane, the Ziggs versus Yasuo matchup. One thing I wanted to kind of touch on here in the first two games that I've been noticing is there hasn't been a whole lot of 1v1 solo kills happening in any of the lanes, but it's been mostly the junglers. Most of the junglers really just kind of taking control of these games. So uh, these two junglers have been going at it. It's been really fun to watch these two junglers, and I'm looking for another game where they will kind of control the tempo of the game because it's not looking like any of these laners are really taking control of games so far. It's been the jungler on every game so far with the Lilia in the game one and um the game two, the jungler for Hecarim, right? Hecarim was the jungler in game two that kind of took control. So just keep an eye on these junglers here. It's been controlling these first two games.
Yeah, and this Elise is an early game pick, similar to the Zinzao, has a different type of play style, going for the, from the bush, ambush style, try to get the cocoon out there, try to get the stuns out. If he's able to find early ganks, you got to think that he can take over the game. Also, very good at diving towers. We'll have to see if the jungler from Georgia is willing to do that or finds the moment where he can dive a tower, go up to the repel, cancel the tower damage. If not, Zach is definitely going to be able to find ganks like he did last game. Um, but to your point as well, we haven't seen 5677 on one of these melee mid picks that he loves so much. So this might be a more aggressive style than we saw with him on the Syndra. So we'll have to see if he's able to, you know, play and go for those 1v1 plays that you're mentioning instead of, playing safe and just farming.
Right, and another thing to keep in mind there too, when you have a mid laner that's melee and wants to get a lot of trades in, um, constantly, then that's when the junglers will be lurking, and we'll see which junglers will be lurking closer and making that counterplay to kind of seal the deal for their mid lane. So if Elise camps this Yasuo, it's gonna be pretty tricky for him because he's gonna constantly want to trade and dash around those minions all the time. So we'll see what their game plans are coming up.
Yeah, so here we go. We got a defensive level one. You got the battle line set up. No one looking to do anything crazy. Looks like that pixel ward might be set up from the Elise, and yes, there it is. Recalls coming out from both sides.
Really
Uh,
stop it.
no, here comes the return pixel ward. Looks like they're just going to shake hands, get the early game going safely for both sides. Elise probably looking for a 3 camp clear into the mid gank. Um, we'll have to see if what happens with that.
Right, exactly. And um, I mean, we mentioned it last game. She could also go top if York gets that wall there on the Mundo to break that still do. So that's something we
Yeah,
never thought of. But so that top and mid game's looking likely. So we'll see what happens when who has Cryo.
yeah, we'll have to see how that pans out here. Looks like it's just a standard start. Looks like Zach is starting Wolves, actually. So I wonder what his plan is, if he's trying to just avoid Elise at the Scuttle Crab, go for a topside clear into a bot side clear, or go to a topside clear into a gank. Good level one little trade there from Alistar. You like to see it. Honey T-Bone getting on his engage. He loves to play engage. So when he's stuck on the Enchanter, sometimes he gets a little down. But here we go. He's going in, looking for a fight. We'll have to see what he's
Ignite
able
coming
to
out
do
in
there.
Peric.
Yeah, and there's a flash going out from Swammer, so that's an early summoner spell. Ignite for flash. That favors Georgia, in my opinion. So we'll have to see what they can do with that.
Right. They know Alistar is pretty weak level one. He just used his ability, so they had a window of time to make a little something happen, get a nice trade in there. So good job by them knowing the abilities.
Yep, so level 2 from the SVU should be coming out here in a second. There it is. Alistair much more potent on his engages now that he has his full combo. There's a little pullback from Swain. Good little poke. This is going to be an interesting 2v2 lane down here. This has been going the way of Georgia every single game so far. We'll have to see if that changes. There's the engage, and there is the flash out, and there's the ignite. So that is a lot of damage, unable to get the kill. I wonder if the oh wait, here comes Zach. Didn't even see him coming. Can he get the auto on Tarek? No, he cannot. And there's the missed E out of Swammer. Oh, it's so close. But there's the flash engage, and there's the first blood. They finally got it. I felt like they could have got it earlier, but at least they ended up getting it.
Alright, they up, and then we have the flashless Tarek there, so there was really no way out there for him when Alistar had flashed. So well played there by SVU, and well played by Zach coming down for that gank. Excellent job. And I guess
Yeah,
that was his plan. He started top side, and he knew he has a nice bot lane there to gank for with the Alistar Swain CC combo.
true. That was a
So
huge adjustment he made from last game where he really never went bot, and now we see him going there early, already got the kill, recognizing that that has been the strong suit of this Georgia lineup, and looking to kind of oppress them.
all right, so and Mundo taking some poke here on top side, but
Yep,
and
there's the
oh, here we
combo out
go.
of Elise, and here's a fight in mid lane. Can 5677 survive? Looks like they're gonna run away. Close fight there. Looks like just a trade of health, both sides, with no further action. There's another stun, but I don't think they're gonna be able to do anything. Zach here to just kind of threaten, and laning continues.
Yep, there we go. There's a nice
Here
little
comes
cheesy
an
gank there by
invade
Lee.
though.
Oh
No,
yeah.
no, it looks like he recognizes the prio in bot lane and realizes, an invade here probably spells his own death. So
Right, right. Yep, that's not gonna go for an invade right there, and smartly pulls back there by the Elise. Zach will pick up his red buff here. Elise will head back into her jungle, and we'll see. I believe the Yasuo still has his flash after that gank. So, nice job by him holding his flash and staying calm there on that gank. I believe he uses wind wall to block the cocoon. So it's a tough gank to pull off for Elise there with the wind
oh, here
wall.
we go, another gank at bot side. There's a pullback from Swain. Does Jinx have any options to get out? I don't think so. And there's another kill going over to Swain, but here comes Elise. She has the cocoon. Zach has his passive. It's going to get popped here. Do they have any damage to deter this? Can they keep Zach alive? I'm not sure. Does Alistar have any cooldowns? Yes, he does. He's going back in. But there we go. Zach does die, and they're running out of damage. Swimmer has no mana, and there's a double kill over to the Elise. Can she get more? There's the cocoon. Does Tarek have his stun? Swimmer running for the hills. It looks like he might be able to get out. No, it looks like she's gonna get the triple kill, and there's the repel, and those are the tower dives we were talking about, and that's where SVU just needs to track her a little bit better. She showed on that ward, but they didn't respect it.
Right, and I think Elise went to. You go back to the earlier when Elise was scouting out in the chicken area of Zach's jungle, and he just wanted to see where Zach was going. He knew Zach. She knew Zach needed to get his red buff, and she also knew Zach was going to be bot side. So she went into her jungle, got her grub, and she anticipated that gank bot. She showed up there for the counter gank, and beautifully played by the Elise. Great jungling there. Great jungling. I love that.
Yeah, and I think that, if they had just taken the Jinx and gotten out and just maybe sacrificed the Alistar, it would have been fine. But they kind of got greedy there, thinking they could turn that even more. The Zach with his passive, but he still had flash, and I think he could have just flashed out, live the fight another day, understand that, one kill is good enough, and reset.
Right, right. Sometimes when you look for a little bit more, and then that'll cost you. But the next time, I think they'll just pull back and take the kill that they got.
Yeah,
And
now
we
they
got-
really need to be afraid of this Elise. 3-0. Elise is a super good early game champion, and if she lands a cocoon, that's going to be a ton of damage on anyone she finds, even this Mundo or Zach. They're just not tanky yet, so we got to see what's happening. Here's a 1v1. Willy Wonka getting low. He flashes out. Is he able to get the kill? No! Flash in from Queen Ducky, gets the kill, and that's Willy Wonka going down, trying to clear out those ghouls, and he's just unable to do so and gets killed. Here goes Zach going on Elise. Here comes the Yasuo. There's the combo, the Zach Yasuo combo, and there's a shutdown going over to Zach. There's a kill for the SVU squad.
That's why you pick these two champions. The 2v2 they got is really
Oh,
good.
here comes
So,
Mundo. He's pissed. He wants revenge. Can he hit the Q? He's killing that thing. He hits one Q. Is he able to get more? No, there's the blast plant, and he's able to get out with his life as the Yorick. So Mundo should be able to get that wave, but doesn't end up getting revenge.
okay. So, what we were mentioning there too is the 2v2 and with Yasuo Zach. Even though Elise is fed, she's still one-shottable with that combo of Zach and Yasuo. So she's got to be careful, even though she is fed. So, we actually
Yeah, they're
coming bot
going
lane here.
hard bot lane, but Elise is here. They're not tracking the Elise. They're not even thinking about her, and this is gonna be kills for her. You gotta imagine. But Swammer does pull one back, and look at this Alistar play. He does deter. Can Swammer get out of this? He has flash. Will he go for that wall? I think he has to. If he wants to live, he might just save his flash for another day. Oh, he's going for the kill, but he gets pushed out. Is the Tarek? Looks like Swammer can just walk out of this. Here comes Zach looking for a counterattack, and that rhymed, and that's a kill. And can Swammer get the E? Yes, he can. Where's the Q? He doesn't have it up, and no, there's the repel. She's gonna come down on him. No, she's not. She plays it safe, doesn't want to risk it, doesn't want to give another kill over. Swammer is 4-1, and he's looking to carry this one.
Holy cow.
Oh, here's another 1v1 on the top side, though. Wonka doesn't have his ult. Looks like he's going to go down here. He needs to stall a few more seconds, but no, the shovel to the face. He's unable to survive, and York is popping off this game. Mundo has to play safe up there. Can't be getting caught out by the York trap. He needs to just start, farming up and just wait for the team fights.
All right, we got a lot of action going on here already early in this game. This is an action-packed early game. We got a 2-0 York up top, who's pretty dangerous now. So we gotta watch out for that. And Elise is 4-1, Swain 4-1. We got some strong members on both sides here. So they'll be looking to play around those members and see what they can do.
Yeah, we'll have to see who has more impact because Swain, has 4 kills, but he's also down 20 CS. He's been down every game in CS, and he's down again. Same with topside. York has 2 kills, but he's also up in CS. So the gold advantage is going over to Georgia. And here's Alistair in a bad situation. Elise is camping bot side. Just like last game, Elise is down here again, and there's no sign of Zach. So we'll have to see what adjustments SVU can make because Alistair's caught in no man's land, and now we're losing a huge wave. Swammer really needs to get this. Luckily, they're not going for the dive. Swammer can just collect this farm and call it a day, but she is going for the dragon. So that's first dragon, most likely going over to Georgia.
Right. Yeah, this Elise, like you said, just camping this bot side. Zach is trying to make a counterplay here. I think he's gonna go for a little invade here on the top side, take a few camps away from Elise, but I don't think Elise will care. She is doing quite fine, and she's gonna keep looking to push this tempo and keep ganking. I think Yasuo's here in the middle. I think Ziggs is trying to bait this for Elise.
Yeah, but bot lane is coming up for the side of SVU, so they're trying to counter bait it, but unable for any action to happen there. Swammer going back down to farm. Mundo starting to farm up. This mid game, we do have an advantage of 1,000 gold in Georgia's pockets, but that's not nearly as much as we saw the last 2 games. So neither side having a big advantage in the early game. So we'll have to see how these mid game team fights go because that's really what's going to decide this one.
Right, exactly. And I think Elise is head to her top side here. She'll see that her camps have been taken. I don't think Zach was able to take that red buff, so we're gonna look for a little Herald action. I think usually around the 10 to 11 minute mark, teams start looking for Herald. So we'll see which lanes rotate up, and if there's gonna be a fight happening up there too soon.
Yeah, we saw the Biff engage out of the Taric. That's where this guy, he saw him on the Amumu last 2 games. He likes to play that engage style, and Taric really doesn't do it as well as some of the other champions. So, but
You're ganking mid here.
Yeah, York ganking mid. Yasuo gonna have to flash. Does end up living, but can they catch York on the retreat? And there they go. They're going in. He doesn't have flash. They should be able to clap him there. There's the ult from Yasuo, and that's looking like a kill. Over to Mundo. Get him back in this game. Swammer going for the 1v1. Can he do anything? Doesn't look like, going out of flash in, but the counter flash from Jinx. Good try from Swammer. Gets the flash out of the Jinx. Almost had her there, but he does have pressure.
All right, yeah, he knows he's much stronger than her, so he's trying to assert his dominance there. And Jinx to be very careful there.
He hits the E. Can he get more? Here comes... Oh, and Alistair with the bop before the Taric ult comes off. And there we go. Jinx goes down. Jinx is looking at 1 and 3. Swammer feeling good. The bot lane doing well from SVU. And this is a bloodbath 7-7. Gold perfectly tied. This is going to be an exciting game.
Oh, man. I love these. This is game 3. They're putting all on the line here. And this is not off that top action. Elise is down here. She's looking for some more action. Nothing looking like it's going to happen, though. She's gonna head back into the jungle, but these teams are just taking every fight right now. They want this game. Both teams want this game bad, and we'll see who wants it more.
Yeah, we'll see how these mid-game fights go. Dragon coming up in 2 minutes. SVU trying to get as much gold as they can for that pending fight. And here's Yorick. He might go for this. Yasuo doesn't have his ult, so he can't follow up. Luckily, though, because Elise is there anyway. Here comes Zach looking for the Elise. No, spiders die, so can't get the clap. Looks like this will just fizzle out. York is rotating, though. Mundo does not have TP, so this will be a odd-numbered fight if SVU does manage to take it.
Right. Mundo no TP here, and all right, Zach going back here. It looks like Zig's gonna get a back off here as well. Twain's TP and bot. He wants to catch this wave down here. And I think Mundo will have. I think he has TP coming up soon. And
yeah, he just got it back up, I believe. Yep. So here's a TP from Ziggs. They're looking to try to get the Yasuo. No flash cocoon out of the Elise. Scared of the wind wall, rightfully so. Swammer just going to collect his farm. We got Dragon in a minute 30. It looks like Zach's bot lane trying to get a kill. It looks like he might be warded out. Now he is flying in. Jinx doesn't have any summoners. Are they able to get the root? Yes, they do. And the clap and the bounce, the triple threat. There's one and there's two. There we go. There's the bot lane focus we wanted to see out of Pleasant Plant in game 2. We finally see it here in game 3. That was a great adjustment by him, and that should be able to get Dragon set up, and that's a huge kill going over to Swammer.
Huge play there. I love the proactive aggression there from SVU. They're making plays here. They know this dragon's coming up, so they're looking for the looks like a counterplay here for Georgia for the Rift Herald. So I think it'll be a dragon for Rift Herald here. So Mundo
doesn't look like Pleasant Plant wants to give this up though without a fight.
Oh, they're all rotating up,
Mundo
right?
going in, he has flash. Alistair's here, and so is Yasuo. This could turn into a big fight for SVU if they're able to get it. There's the ulti from Yasuo. Elise repels up, but she's got nowhere to go. She's got to come down at some point, and there's a kill going over to Willy Wonka. That may be the, oh, this might be more. No, okay, so that might be the Rift Herald, but the first turret goes down to Swammer. That is huge. They got the Rift Herald, but that doesn't really give you much. You got to use it, and they did end up getting a couple kills, got the first turret. Now can they rotate to the dragon? That's what we need to see, because SVU doesn't want to fall down 2 dragons when they have a 3,000 gold lead.
Right. So it was really smart by SVU to rotate up there. They saw the play that George was trying to make, and they knew they could rotate up there just quick enough there, and it was I think they got one. Was it 1 or 2 kills there?
Yeah, I think it was just a 1 kill.
Okay.
But it looks like they're not going for the dragon yet either. This might turn out to be a full-fledged 5v5, so we'll see what is able to happen here. Swammer sitting on a lot of items. He has the stopwatch. We'll see if he doesn't have his flash though, so I don't know if he's going to be able to get into the fight the way he would like, but everyone's coming down. There's vision set up on either side. The fight over the scuttle is first. We'll see what happens with that. And there's the smite out of Elise. Does she have another smite? Yes, she does. So we don't have to worry about that on their side. But where's the engage? Where's Honey T-Bone? He has his flash, and there's a big engage out of Zach, and Yasuo follows up, and that is huge. Terrigal is late. They bop him out. They kill 2. Can they kill more? Yasuo's low. He's getting drained by Maiden, but it finally goes down. Can they kill the Yorick as well? Yes, they can. A double kill. Ziggs was not there the whole time, and that's a huge fight coming out of SVU.
What an engage by the Zach. That's what he brings to your team. That's why you picked this champion. That was huge engage by Zach and the combo with the Yasuo. What an engage. That was beautifully done by them. I love it.
Yeah, and you gotta love SVU's ability to just shake off game 2, be like, hey, all right, we're going ham, we're gonna just fly at these guys and we're gonna kill them. We're not gonna do this style of, team fight. And that was almost a kill, but Swammer had it calculated. You gotta trust the guy there, and lives to fight another day.
Woo! Close one there. But we got some resets here coming in. SVU. There's no objectives up now, so they're gonna be looking to push these waves out, get some pressure on here, and watch for the Zac and Yasuo combo. They can strike at any time now, so they gotta keep that. The Georgia has to keep that in the back of their mind.
Yeah, for sure. They have to be ready to. They have to be ready for this engage because Tarek's ult was late. They weren't respecting the Zac coming out of Fog of War. The Alistair follow-up with the Yasuo and just a pouring in of abilities. I mean, you don't even need to micro at that point. You just are slamming your face in your keyboard and hoping that they all die. And,
exactly.
Sometimes that's all you got to do. So we'll see if SVU can just weather the storm in laning phase. It's not going great still. Top lane is still behind in farm. Bot lane's behind in farm. Mid lane is actually surprisingly quite ahead in farm. Yasuo doing very well. He's now moved to the side lane, moved to the bot lane. He's in a 1v2. We'll see if he can be smart because he is prone to being caught out, but we'll see if he's able to just apply pressure without that happening.
Right, and they're going to keep Yorick top here splitting. Yorick, he's kind of fallen off here after his 2-0 start. He's 3-2 now, so he's not quite as strong as he would like to have been with that start he had. But we got boy.
Willy Wonka getting attacked, but he has his ult. Is he able to survive this? Looks like he's trying to go back in and fight the Maiden, but the bop damage out of the Q from Yorick is just too much with the Divine Sunderer. Mundo's not tanky enough to really deal with it yet, but he looks like he is surviving. Here comes Zac trying to even the odds. I don't know if they're going to be able to kill this Yorick, but they can at least get the farm. And And it looks like the tower will take 2 shots of Yorick. Mundo can't really get back in there, though. Can Zach finish it off on his own? Yorick does have a lot of self-healing, but that's a good E out of the Zach. And they also killed Elise somewhere else on the map. I think Honey T-Bone making a big play, but Swammer did go down. He was shut
Ooh.
down. So that's a huge gold amount going over to the side of Georgia.
Oh yeah. All right. So I couldn't quite see what happened there mid lane, but that's a big shutdown. That's gonna be some gold back in the pocket for Georgia, and we got some more resets coming in. They're gonna spend their gold here. Get ready for this next fight of Dragon. I think both teams will be trying to go for this one. It is 1-1, so Georgia could give it up if they feel like they can't take this next fight. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that. They just gotta be really careful with that engage and get that Taric ult on point. That's gonna be a key ability, like I said in the pregame.
Yeah, we'll have to see if SVU can find the angles, find the pink wards in their own jungle. They can really stage an attack from quite far away, which is scary if you're on the side of Georgia. Especially when they have a gold lead here. The Yasuo has his Immortal Shield Bow. The Swain has his flash for this next fight, so that might be huge. We'll see what they're able to do. Yasuo getting collapsed on. He is prone to solo deaths, so we'll see if this turns into one of those, and it looks like it will. And that's going to be 5, 6, 7, 7 going down, getting caught out in the side lane, just not really respecting. I thought he had a ward down there. He did. I don't know how he didn't see that coming. Just not really focused there, so that's not a good sign.
No, definitely not. You cannot be caught on that run. You know that the other team is missing, so you know they're gonna be heading down there.
Oh, here comes Mundo. He's
back
not
off there.
happy that Ziggs is up here. He's like, hey, you're not Yorick. You do not come in my lane. I am Dr. Mundo. I will not be disrespected. You can go in
He is
stasis all
Jason,
you
and
want,
he's
but you will
Jason.
get ragdolled, and he is dead.
Well played by the Mundo. Realizes the mismatch he has there and takes advantage of that side lane there.
Dragon up in 30 seconds. Yorick going top, trying to get some pressure before this dragon pops. We'll have to see if Georgia can spread out for this fight, or if they're going to get womboed again like they did last fight. Swammer
Ziggs
pushing
does have
mid.
TP to get in here, though. We gotta be
That's
aware
true.
that Ziggs does have TP to get back here. So
That's true, and so does Yorick. Yorick's in the top lane, has TP. Mundo has TP, but is willing to walk. Looking for the TP to go back to counter Yorick. I like that decision there. We'll have to see if they can just secure this drag. If UGA is going to fight for it, if they're just going to give it up. Because they are down 4,000 gold.
Right, and it's looking like that they're gonna just keep that York top, get him some more gold up there, and keep that pressure going up there. That's kind of like their only play right now.
Yeah, I think they will trade a dragon here, which is fine. It's overly safe from SVU sending the Mundo there, but you know they want to make sure they secure the dragon, and I understand that decision making. He did cancel his back, I guess, or got stopped or something, but he's walking top, which is not efficient. And York might actually get more than just that one tower. That would be detrimental for
Got
SVU.
Maiden here. He
Looks
got
like
Maiden
he's
to do
getting
some damage.
2 towers here. They finally get the dragon, but looks like York is going to get this tower. Even if he dies here, you feel like this must be worth getting an inhib tower against a York is not a good sign. He's going to be able to push that for the rest of the game and try to get that inhib.
Right, so that's a big play there by York. Mundo didn't respect the speed of the York split push and decided to save his TP, and York took another tower down because of it.
Yeah, so we're pressing out here. Let's see what SVU wants to do. Where will their next point of pressure be? They need to find a good fight. They need to find a way to draw out UGA into the open battlefield so they can get an engage. So let's see what they decide to do.
And a big thing when you're playing Zach is you got to get vision control before you try to do something. So it looks like Honey T-Bone on Alistar is looking to clear some boards out here. You get that vision control for a Zach, and they won't see you coming. So that'll be key to watch for here.
Yeah, so let's see. They're heading up towards Baron. They do have a lot of Baron vision control. Yasuo shoving out bot. He's going to be matched by the Yorick, but no one has... They can't really match the Yorick and the Mundo. So this 1-3-1 style out of SVU is a good style. There's not really 2 answers on the other side, so they have to send multiple members into one lane, which should give SVU the push in mid. So it looks like they are setting up Baron. There is a ward on it, though, so no one really should come over here from Georgia, and it doesn't look like they ever will. They're kind of just chilling, farming. SVU trying to draw them out. Maybe starting the Baron. Yeah, Swammer starting the Baron here. They're looking to draw them out so they can engage on them. I like this idea. Let's see if it pans out or if this ends up being a Baron bait, which is very common.
Right.
They're actually
They got
melting
some
it
vision.
quite quickly here. Let's see if
Will
Pleasant
they
Play can
finish
hit
or will they
the
go for the
smite.
50-50?
Looks like they're gonna have to. I mean, it's getting low. This is gonna be a 50-50 smite, and there it is, a huge smite out of Zach. You love to see it. Pleasant Plant will not be denied. He will get that smite, and that's a huge play. Let's see what they can do with this Baron. I know they have very good Baron usage.
All right, that was a well-timed Baron on them. They knew that they had to come. They knew they had vision control there, and if they came, they were gonna engage on them. But Georgia never showed up, so they.
Oh, here goes Swammer going in, killing Jinx, going for more, but here comes the Terrical. Oh, he kills him before his ult even goes off. This guy
Holy
is a
damage.
madman. There's a double kill. They're just running in fear in a 4v1. Swammer is out of control. Who gave this guy Swain? Now they're shoving mid.
Man.
What can they get from this?
That was Dwayne is fed, people. Holy cow, he just did a ton of damage.
There's the pull in. She's going to have to go up and repel, and yes, there it is. She's got to drop down eventually, though, and there's the flash out, the burn from Honey T-Bone. He's got the ignite, and that's a good ignite there. Looks like they're trying to push for towers. Ziggs has a ton of wave clear, though. They're grouping up as 5. Are they going to be able to do anything here? They're going to be able to get an inhib tower, because that's going to be very hard to get from the side of Georgia, and this is going to be a lot of AoE damage. Are they able to get this tower? I'm not sure. Are they going for the engage? Yes, they are, but this is a little deep. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to pull this one out. There's the Yasuo, but he can't follow his ult because he's rooted. They got to back off here, and that's a shutdown going over Jinx, and now she's getting a reset. Yasuo's stuck in the cage. He's unable to do anything. He has flash, but will he use it? There's a follow-up. There's Alistar going in, and now they're trying to turn the fight. But here comes the Jinx ult, and Yasuo's backing off. Both teams don't know if they want this fight, but both teams are taking it. They're ult in from Yasuo. He gets a kill. Does he get another one? No. He's going in, though. He's got the minions. Can he get it? No, the flash out from Ziggs. He held the flash and countered him, and that's Yasuo trying to make a play, but unable to. So that is a huge fight. Both sides taking damage.
Holy cow, that was crazy. So I think SVU there, they went there with a bit risky play. They went for the dive. It was a bit long range for a team to get there. Unfortunate that Yasuo couldn't follow on that as Aki. That was kind of their plan there. Unfortunate that didn't work out. Well, I think he was rooted, I believe. So nice little outplay there to not let the Yasuo come in with his ult. But I feel like they should have just taken the tower first. That was a safe play. They had the tower with the Baron minions killing it, so I feel like they could have taken the tower quick and then look for the engage, or just push the engage.
And this is where, you know, it's just innate. When you have an engage comp, you got to use your threat range of your engage sometimes. You can't just always pull the trigger, and you really want to draw them out to objectives like Baron, like Dragon, where they don't have a tower, where they don't have a base, where they have vision everywhere, just naturally. You want to draw them into the jungle where you can fight them in river, in jungle, and make plays where they can't do anything. And here's Jinx getting caught out. She has no summoners. This should be a kill going over to possibly Willy Wonka. Yes, that's a good pick. That should be a free dragon. It doesn't do much. It's probably SVU's dragon anyway, but at least that's a kill, and Swammer's going to match York in the bot lane.
Right, that'll secure the dragon, and I guess Jinx should not be out there that far without his or her team, so
Swammer's getting engaged on by Yorick. This is not a great matchup for the Swain. If there's anyone that can 1v1 him, it is the Yorick, but his whole team is coming, and Yorick's is not. So Swammer knows that he's got backup, so he should be able to get them eventually, and there's the Alistar going in. There's nothing for the rest of the team to do, so this will just be a Yorick death. I mean, we're sending the whole troops. I don't know if this is necessary, but hey, got the kill. At least trying to trade for a blue buff, maybe topside jungle, so that she does get some stuff back, but that is another kill going to SVU. We'll see if they're able to turn this into more.
Right, Red at least going to take some jungle camps here on the top side. Take a little bit of gold here. Zach gonna secure those wolves though. We got, I believe, 2 dragons by SVU. So not quite at soul point yet, but
this tower's low, and will SVU do anything with it? They are feeling it. They are feeling force of kill. Puto is tired of being pushed around. He's ready to kill some stuff. So here comes that just saw his topside jungle's been taken. He's pissed. I feel it from the SVU squad. They're not happy about game 2. They are ready to lay the hammer down. They're going to be setting it up here. They're pushing bot tower. They're waiting for the enemy squad to come out. They're waiting for the engage. They're going to use everything. They are just biding their time, making Jinx feel like she's safe. And before you know it, there's going to be an engage, and they're going to decimate them. So let's
Oh
see
yeah.
how they set it up.
Oh boy, yeah. We'll see if they can draw them out here. Georgia's gonna be hiding in their base for now, and that's what I would be doing. You just gotta hide in your base. I would not want to go near that Zac Yasuo right now. That is risky business.
Yeah, the sleeping giant has been woken up. They are going to look for this fight. I don't know if they're going to wait for the Baron. They might. I mean, that's not a bad play. It's like we said before. They don't really want to fight under the towers. They might try to fight in the river. Yorick is trying to split push. And this is smart by him. He's trying to just say, hey, if you can't have all your members at the fight, you're weaker. But, you know, Mundo can match him, and Mundo really isn't needed for the team fight. We have a Fed Swain, we have a Yasuo with 3 items, and no real answer on the side of SVU, or on the side of Georgia, rather. So we'll see if SVU pulls the trigger soon, because I feel like they are just itching to pull that trigger. They have all their ults. They have all their flashes except for Swammer's. And actually, Alistair's flash still down, so that is an engage tool. But here we go. Swammer with a good little pick there. York coming up behind them, though. No, decides not to, Yasuo, he's feeling good. Here they are. This is prime engaged position. They're going on Yorick. Yasuo dancing. He's fighting. He's ready for something. He wants his team to find the fight. Will they be able to? There's Jinx, and here goes Alistair! There's a 2-man ult into the Yasuo combo! Tarek's ult is like so bad, it's not doing anything! And there goes Swain, he's in the backline, he's killing them all. This is a complete slaughter! That's SVU, that's 4 kills! This is gonna be the end of the game! What's York gonna do?
Oh man, that was a beautiful engage by Alistar. Alistar just looking for any chance to engage there. They know any engage they get, they can end the game off of. So that was beautifully played by Alistar. The Georgia should not have been up that far. They gotta be hiding in their base, like we said before. They should not even be showing there. But well played by Alistar. Get that engage. They're looking to end here.
Yeah, SVU looking to end here, and I think they're going to do it. I think this is GG. There's no chance this guy can do anything. Yasuo has his ult back up. Does that even have a cooldown? Like, that is insanity. So he's going back in. They're playing with their food. They're going to end the game here. But here comes the squad. Are they able to stop it? I don't think so. No, that is game 3 going over to your SVU Knights. That is a 2-1 victory in this tournament. SVU is now 2-0 in this tournament so far. They have a great start this year. They're 2-0. They're looking to play for this championship. So next week, there's going to be another game. There's going to be another match. We will tune you into what time it is. Assume it is at 7 o'clock next week. If it changes, we will let you guys know. But we very much appreciate all you guys being here and tuning into our stream. Thank you, Jason, for joining me tonight. It was a pleasure.
Yep, thank you. Pleasure being here. I love these games. So much fun. What a series.
What a series. Great job by both squads. You got to hand it out to Georgia. They came strong in Game 2. They just didn't have enough here in Game 3. The bot lane focus from the Zac in Game 3 really turned it. But both teams really deserve, you know, they hang their heads high. It was a heck of a series. So.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We thank you all for tuning in and hope to see you guys next week.